selected districts where farmers lost livestock due to the insurgents, cattle rustling, and other disasters, as part of the efforts to strengthen agricultural production and rural livelihoods. In Acholi sub-region, Lamu in northern Uganda is one of the districts identified to benefit from this government plan. President Yoweri Museveni tasked the Office of the Prime Minister to work closely with constituency leaderships on the fact-finding mission to verify bona fide beneficiaries.
We are here on a special mission on the cattle restocking program. You know, during insurgency, people lost all their properties here in northern Uganda. Not just cattle, but the government has thought it wise to restock cattle because it plays a major role in people's revival of livelihood. So it is suggested that the government restock 5 heads of cattle per family head. So per family, it seriously means per family, not per individual. And out of the 5 heads of cattle, it is suggested that 3 should be heifers and 2 should be bulls. And the bulls serve 2 purposes. One, they can be used for plowing. So they multiply more in agriculture when they plow the fields. The other 3 heifers, of course the bulls can serve the heifers and multiply more cattle. So that family will no longer be the same. So the restocking cannot be done all at once because a government operates out of budget and they roll the budget on step by step restocking. So there is about 80 billion set aside now. So we have been trained to get out to talk to our local officials on how they should handle this matter. And the advice is that they should start from the oldest family head. If there's any who is 100 in that area, if there's nobody, then you come down to the 90s. If there's nobody in the 90s, you come to the 80s, and so forth in that sequence. So in that manner, the distribution will be curbed and will be fairer. And in a circumstance where the amount of money becomes less and the group of beneficiaries become more, and then you cast the dice, you write yes or no, and then they pick at random. Those who pick yes, they will get. Those who pick no should not be disappointed because the next chance will be given to them. This is the instruction we have to convey down here. And here we are also I'm very happy that they are already doing the instruction we are supposed to give them.
The news of cattle restocking program by the government has spread to some people in the district of Lamu. Expectations and anxiety are high among the community as they await the exercise to begin. They are hoping that the beneficiaries put the cattle compensation to proper use.
The people that will receive the money, they should be undertaken through some of the small induction. So of course, if you look at that money, 5 million for the local people is big, but for the people who grew up in town is small. Because you know what maybe we are in it, basically like northerners. So 5 million it sounds like something which is big. So if that money is given, so those people, they should be taken for induction, they should be trained on a specific things. If they can write their targets, what are they going to use with that money? If they can write themselves, then definitely it will be okay. So my fear is that they can misuse the money, because you imagine you are from a lower level, now you are going up. Do you think you can keep that maintenance to stay up there? You couldn't. So that is why I say so. So what should be done if this program, which is called smart agriculture, so the local people from the local community, if they can form a group so that this solar that can provide the local irrigation using solar could be better. That is why I talk about induction training. So minus that, then definitely things will not be okay.
However, such concerns are being addressed by community leaders who are overseeing the livestock restocking program in the sub-region of Lango and Teso. Capturing data and holding sensitization meetings are underway to ensure transparency and accountability to bona fide beneficiaries.
As a parish chief, in our areas of jurisdictions, we are the lead in those areas. So any program that comes, it comes directly through us. So as far as restocking is concerned, we are supposed to ensure that the project is implemented as it is intended. So our role was, the first thing we did is capturing all the households. We went through every homes in our parishes, and then we registered all the household heads, getting the NIN numbers and then the contacts. Yeah, that is what we did. Like when we talk about the beneficiaries for restocking, ideally we are supposed to consider everyone. But like just you heard our MP talked about the resources being limited, not enough for everyone at once. The government promised to be paying quarterly, so they can't pay everyone at once. It made them suggest that we are supposed to be picking people in shift. So far for this shift, we have identified 18 beneficiaries. For Paloga sub-county, we have three different parishes. So from each parish, we are picking 6 beneficiaries. And the criteria we used for identifying them is the PDCs comes together, sit for a meeting, and then we have categories of the people with disability, the elderly, and the returnees, those ones who have been abducted and then they came back. So those are the first priority, like you feel those people who are really in need, but putting the elderly at the forefront. They also talked about child-aided family, also in the categories that we are supposed to include. Now, through the selection criteria, like we talked about only 6 being selected. For example, in my parish, we have 8 different villages, meaning 2 villages will be left out. So what we did, we tossed dice and then we picked for only the first 6. That is going to be the first lot to benefit from the restocking program. And then now when next quarter when they're paying, we shall give priority to those ones that we didn't pick. That is where we shall identify those other beneficiaries from first, and then these other ones will again pick depending on the number they want.
The government says its strategy for reducing poverty focuses on increasing household incomes, creating jobs, and improving access to markets and social services. This approach is outlined in successive NRM manifesto and government development plans. This plan fits in the Acholi and Lango sub-regions, whose livelihoods is mainly based on agriculture as the backbone of their economy. Therefore, the cattle restocking program by the government is only timely.
Cattle restocking and agriculture. This is exactly what the people here have been doing for generations and generations. Only that war interrupted and depleted their economy. Now, when the government restocks the cattle, the 2 bulls will be plowing, and they already know planting. With a little bit of government support and advice, they are going to gain from the crops, the sale of crops. The government also has asked us to cooperate with the CDOs and train them to move away from subsistence agriculture into, monetary agriculture. They should sell their things and get rich. And then the cattle, they should also sell the milk, drink some and sell some, and improve their lives. And if all these factors are held constant, by 2040, Uganda will triple its GDP.
Lamuo is one of the largest districts in Uganda. The poverty levels at household and community levels is high, with about 68% of the people living below the poverty line. The government has established the restocking program as one of the strategies to alleviate the communities from poverty.
This program is well intentioned. Northern Uganda went through 3 decades of really war that ravaged it and depleted the assets, especially in terms of livestock. The cows got taken by rustlers, and then the war, the Corn War also decimated many cows. And it's now appropriate that His Excellency the President and the government have considered to restock the households in northern Uganda. Now, the livestock plays a very big role in the lives of our people. One, oxen are tractors. We may not be able to mechanize agriculture, but to the extent that it can reach every household, maybe tractors everywhere. But once we have livestock, we have oxen, then each household can use the oxen to plow, to open up land. And that means the food security we are talking about. That means food for the market will be there. People can now grow a lot of food to be able to have them also join the money economy. Apart from that, livestock produces a lot. There are a lot of benefits. Milk for the family and also for sale. So from the restocking program, the families are going to be encouraged to have oxen and also cows for milk and other benefits that come with the livestock sector.
Cattle restocking will increase our productivity in line with agriculture here, because it is mostly what we depend on. When you go down to the community right now, you'll find everyone has to go to the farm every day at least, because it's now the major source of livelihood here.
President Yoweri Museveni has over the years emphasized the need for poverty alleviation and prosperity for Ugandans. His efforts have been evident in the establishment of programs like the Parish Development Model, PDM, EMYOGA, and creation of circles. The cattle restocking program takes the same direction. For effective implementation of the process, the members of parliament were tasked by the Prime Minister to ensure there are no irregularities in the processes.
We discovered that cattle restocking in other places were already done, and there were anomalies in some places whereby some people were giving cattle to their relatives. Even those who are 12 years old consider them as families. So they wasted resources and not according to government plan. I thank God this exercise is not yet started in my district of Lamuo. Let us be the best in distribution. And according to the President's instruction, we start with the oldest man so that he enjoys his life before he goes back to God. Start with 100 years. If there are, how many 100 years are there? If they are there, enough for the number of cattle distributed, give it to them all. If there's no 100 years, come down to 90 years. If there are no 90 years, come down to 80 years. And I presume there are quite a number of people of 80 years from sub-country to sub-country. And where you don't survive 80 years, you drop down to 70, and so on, in that sequence. And where, listen here very carefully now, and the Prime Minister demonstrated in front of me, in front of all of us, the MPs, where you find that the resources are too few against quite too many people, you cast dice. You write yes, no in some paper, you squeeze it and throw there. Let them pick. Those who pick yes, it means they're the lucky ones. So you give them. Those who have missed, you record their names. They wait for the next. That's in a situation where there are too many of those categories than the resources available. So on my part, I pledge to deliver the message and to check what is going on and report. On your part, I appeal to you, please let us work together and let us be the best in record. Let us compete this time with other districts. We'll make sure we're the best. So this is a short message I'm giving you, and try your level best to make it very peaceful. And you're very senior people in this work. I trust you. I am junior in the work, although I'm the MP, because I've never done that work before. It is His Excellency the President who really wants this work done properly.
The district leaders, such as the chief administrative officers, the cows, have a critical role to play in the success of the cattle restocking program.
I supervise, I monitor, I also ensure the beneficiaries are generated right from the parish until we submit to the ministry. There are 7 stages in the process. The first process is the PDC. They are the ones who select the beneficiaries and capture the data. And then after that, as a cow, I verify the list using the data that we have in the PDMs. After that, I submit to the DSO, who also verifies based on the minutes and getting information from the communities whether the beneficiaries that have been captured are really genuine. After that verification, it comes back again to me. And then that's when I forward to the Ministry of Local Government. That receives the data, and then through the Ministry of Local Government, the PDMs now captures this information. And then from that, it is sent to OPM. OPM is the one where restocking programs are domiciled. They're the ones with the money. So OPM will now approve the payment, and then that's when the beneficiaries get the money through Wendy. Their mobile accounts will now be loaded with the money.
There is hope that successful implementation of the cattle restocking program by the government will create a variety of benefits to the people of northern Uganda, such as reliable source of income, build household wealth, improve food nutrition, and increase agricultural productivity.
And the future I see for northern Uganda, when these cattle multiply, I see a future where we are going to export beef from northern Uganda. I see a future where we are going to add value to milk. We shall have excess milk. We add value to milk, and then we export powder milk. So we are going to increase on top of the lato. Lato is produced from Western Uganda, and it has very high reputation now. It has regional market in all these African countries, and we are going to capture the regional market and the international market. This is the future I see. Not only from the cattle, even from arable farming. The government is giving PDM, Parish Development Model, giving multi-million to the parishes, and then they give back with only 6% which no bank even gives. So in that manner, I see a good future for Uganda, and we are moving towards that middle income economy.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Every Wednesday, live in our studios in the heart of Kampala.
We have to change the political culture in this country, really. Who has bewitched Ugandans?
I want to assure you, as government, we shall do whatever it takes to ensure that Ugandans are safe.
We have conversations that have analysis, explanation.
This law society, this union of theirs, because they want a job everywhere, they want to be this, they want to be that, they want... No. We know it's a union.
You can